If you're in the DOWNSHOT Discord, you may have seen that a mod competition started a few days ago with the theme for it being Liminal. Of course, since I make some pretty kick-ass mods, there was no way I wasn't participating. Though the main focus for this competition is maps, which I'm not too great at compared to spawnables, it didn't stop me from making some cool stuff. Allow me to present Butler's Liminal maps. The first map that was added is Infinite Corridors. This map, as you would guess by its name, is an infinite hallway. It's a dark map lined with doors on each side, and as you go further into the map, you will notice the lights getting dimmer. It's a pretty spooky map. You would think that this map would have been really difficult in making it working properly, however, I had made some logic for some sort of map with randomly generating rooms prior and silly testing stuff. I used the unfinished logic as a base for this first map, improved upon it, and made it function in multiplayer. The ambience in the map was made by myself. Fun fact, the screams you hear in the ambience is just me inhaling with some heavy distortion effects. Another small thing I added were these flickering lights, which originally had mobile bloom, but it was too hard on the eyes. Making this map, there were little to no issues at the start, but at the end of making it, there were a couple issues. The original map loading logic used level instances to load the maps, but the issue was that sometimes when going into the rooms, the game would just crash. The solution to the crash was to change to using actors instead of level instances for the rooms, thanks to Retrostorm for helping with that. Another issue that I came across is that when you die, you respawn in the void. This is because of the way the room loading logic works. The last room you were in unloads once you walk into a new one. I fixed this issue by spawning an actor after entering the first room that would simply teleport the player to the last one they were in. You can see the void for a fraction of a second, but there's no point in fixing it as it works perfectly fine. Because respawning works, sandbox mode was re-enabled, allowing spawner guns in the map. Originally, I was going to make only one map, but a couple other people competing were making more than one, so I figured I would as well. This next one is a lot more unique. Introducing cubicles. It is a cube with, as one would assume, office cubicles on it. Each side has 100 cubicles, making 600 of them in total. Considering how many models are on this map, it runs decently. Each side of the cube is gravitational pull, allowing you to walk off one side of the cube to another. For the background audio, which you're hearing right now, I made a looping soundtrack that I think sounds pretty liminal. This map was easier to make than the Infinite Corridors, and I did not run into any large issues. Let's go back to Infinite Corridors for a second. Notice that this door is darker than the others? Grabbing it will lead you to a secret map. Field. This map is a huge, grassy, mostly flat landscape. With the sky, I wanted to give it the appearance of looking fake, and what I did to achieve that effect was adding walls all around the map, giving them an unlit blue material, and then adding some fog which makes the seams of the fake sky brighter. This map also features another looping soundtrack I made, being somewhat similar to the one in Cubicles, but a bit different. This map is a good, spacious field that's meant to look artificial. That's all for the content in my mod contest submission. Hope you enjoyed this mini breakdown of all the maps, what they have to offer, and a bit of the creation process. And for those who are in the DOWNSHOT Discord and plan on voting, remember this. Vote for the mod you like the best, not the mod developer. Thanks for watching.